sweet day, telling me you need me. But I'm from a city that's high school. I give them this and the more I go. Cause you a bad money, she don't love money. She break hearts real fast like conman. Wanna swim down to the deep end. Wanna know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real? Cause honestly, I can tell that you're real fond of me. Baby, don't be shy, I can see it in your eyes. I've been running around. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Take it, baby, baby, I ain't scared to take it. Oh, and maybe when I take it, oh, I feel it coming down too strong. Cause I want ya, and it's hard to resist cause I need ya. And it's hard, baby, yeah, cause I believe ya. Hold me tight, holding on tonight. Holding a cuppa, get to you clean and proper. Way I move, ain't no weekend lover. You gon' let me on your mind forever. Ever, thanks, baby. Turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep it nice and steady. Know that you've been keeping patience. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Show ya, show me the color where you turning me on. The way you telling me you wanting me down. Pick it off, why you tryna find the pieces when you rip it off? Why I like it when you cinch it when you take it off? And you know that I'm bad. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Show ya, show me the color where you turning me on. The way you telling me you wanting me down. Done it, I done this before you falling. I won't catch you, don't know I'm stalling. Cause you love to have them all crying. Calling me sweet day, telling me you need me. But I'm from a city that's high school. I give them this and the more I go. Cause you a bad money, she don't love money. She break hearts real fast like conman. Wanna swim down to the deep end. Wanna know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real? Cause honestly, I can tell that you're real fond of me. Baby, don't be shy, I can see it in your eyes. I've been running around. having more crying. Calling me sweet, telling me you need me. But I'm from a city that's high school. I give them this anymore, I go. Cause you a bad money, she don't love money. She break hearts real fast like con money. Wanna swim down to the deep end. Wanna know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real? Cause honestly, I can tell that you're real fond of me. Baby, don't be shy, I can see it in your eyes. I've been running around. Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it, how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it, how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Take it, baby, baby, I ain't scared to take it. Oh, and maybe when I take it, oh, I feel it coming down too strong. Cause I want ya, and it's hard to resist. Cause I need ya, and it's hard, baby, yeah, cause I believe ya. Hold me tight, holding on tonight. Oh, no cuppa, no get to you clean and proper. Way I move, ain't no weekend lover. You gon' have me on your mind forever. Ever, thanks, baby. Turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep it nice and steady. Know that you've been keeping patience. Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it, how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it, how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Show ya, show me the color where you turn me on. The way you tell me you want me down. Pick it off, why you tryna find the pieces when you lick it off? Why I like it when you say it when you take it off? Yeah, you know that I'm bad. Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it, how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it, how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Show ya, show me the color where you turn me on. The way you tell me you want me down. Done it, I done this before you falling. I won't catch you, don't know I'm stalling. Cause you love to have them all crying. Calling me sweet, telling me you need me. But I'm from a city that's high school. I give them this anymore, I go. Cause you a bad money, she don't love money. She break hearts real fast like con money. Wanna swim down to the deep end. Wanna know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real? Cause honestly, I can tell that you're real fond of me. Baby, don't be shy, I can see it in your eyes. I've been running around. Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it, how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it, how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Take it, baby, baby, I ain't scared to take it. Oh.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Tremendous Tech Tuesdays with Heath. Hope everybody's doing well. Hey, remember tonight, the thoughts here that I'm sharing are my own thoughts and are not reflective of my employers. So I just want to make sure that y'all are cool with that. I'm here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST to help you assist in the tech. Hey, maybe you're looking to up-level your income. You want to maybe demystify entry into FANG companies. I can help you with all of that. So just, come in and rock with me. I'm here every Tuesday at 8. And if you have a question, just even make sure you type it over into the comments so I can see what you want to know and share with you the information that I have. What's going on, Tamara? Good morning. Good evening. Good evening. So, hey, if you're thinking about a career change, you want to move into tech, maybe you just graduated from college and you want to kind of figure out, like, how do I get into it? What do I need to do? You probably want to subscribe to this channel right here, Heath and Tracy TV. and sync with me every Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST, so you can get the information that you need. So this evening, I am super excited. We're going to be talking to you about three different topics. One is I am going to cover the 18, that's right, 18 easiest tech jobs to get into. How about that?
Didn't know there was that many.
Hey.
The key word is throwing me off is easy.
The 18 easiest. I ain't say easy. I ain't say easy. The 18 easiest tech jobs to get into. So we're gonna dive into that this evening. We're also gonna talk about the 15 hottest tech jobs right now. The best IT jobs that you can find right now, what that median pay looks like. I know everybody want to know what the bag is, so we're going to talk about base pay and expected job growth for those roles as well. Hey, if you want a private one-on-one session with your man Heath, check out the link in the comment section. Just click on that, and we will be able to find some time to chop it up. And also, I'm going to have a little pivot point for this evening. We're going to be talking about the difference between hope and optimism. So some key nuance there that can help you maybe have some kind of mental unlock as you pursue some of your pivots out here. So that's what's going on this evening. I want to set the agenda for you. And if this is your first time here, my name is Heath. I am a parent. I'm a podcaster. I'm jovially married, and I'm also a cloud sales specialist. I've been in tech for 12 years or so I know a little bit about the space. I also work for a FANG company, right? Some of you know what FANG means. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google.
But there are so many other companies.
There are a plethora of tech companies that you can work in. And to that point, as we always talk about, every company these days is a tech company. So wrap your mind around that, ladies and gentlemen. Please understand that is so important to grasp. But yes, I actually work for a FANG company. I am an AWS employee, but the comments that I will be making here this evening are my own. So don't forget that. So we're going to talk about some of the things that are emerging into tech, some of the jobs that are paying $75 an hour. There are roles out there that are paying $185,000 a year that are going unfilled right now due to a lack of skilled tech workers. So, hey,
crazy.
If you want to get out there and get that bag, holler at your man. I got you. And if you're new here, definitely type new you down in the comment section so I can chop it up with you after the show. I always answer all of my comments. So type new you in the comment section and let me know what's happening.
Okay, now I'm supposed to hit the intro. Boom. Okay, there we go. Now back to the main. I'm working on it, guys.
Queen Tracy, the super producer, the finest producer on planet Earth. Queen Tracy over here riding shotgun with me. I appreciate it, Miss Tracy.
You're welcome, love.
Thank you ever so much. That's how they say in the South. Thank you ever so much. All right, let's get into it. The 18 easiest tech jobs to get into.
Okay, and let me hit this.
Okay. Queen Tracy's going to do a little screen share. Show y'all what's happening. All right, let's get into it. People ask me all the time, hey, how do you get into tech? I mean, I'm in this. I've been doing this for a while. I've been doing that for a while. I want to get into tech. Well, like, what can I do? What should I do? How much does it make? What kind of certs do I need?
These are like the entry. Some of these are like entry level, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you got
computer tech.
Computer tech. That's just you just want to do like the handyman kind
provides
of stuff.
Networking, computer support, technical support, assistance for our hardware, software, technical issues.
I think it pays more than that.
Some people call it help desk. Some people call it some stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that is a really good way to jump in and start, right? Because you get exposure to some of the vernacular, the verbiage, right? You begin to understand the components of hardware and software and how all of that works, and right, because half of the battle really is the language, right? It's really you're learning a new language.
Yeah.
So just like you're learning Spanish or you're learning something else, if you you work in healthcare and you had to learn all those terms that they use in healthcare or whatever, right? Wherever it is that you're working, and so really that's half the battle is learning the language.
What's
so if you start out as tech support, there you go.
Web designer.
Did you skip one?
No, that's number 3. Number 3 is web design. So the first one, It's computer tech. The second one was technical support specialist. You were just talking about that help desk.
Yep, I was.
The third one is web designer.
There's a lot of web designers out there, right? So if you have graphic design skills, web design skills, a lot of times, you've been tinkering around with things, and you kind of know maybe like some basic stuff. Appealing and functional websites for businesses, individuals. Everybody needs a web designer, right?
Graphic designer.
Graphic designer, super cool. I know a lot
and
of.
And a lot of these
I'm
noticing you can start on the side too.
Yep.
Computer programmer.
Yeah, you can learn a computer program language like C++. I think my 18-year-old knows C++.
Right.
And so just really understanding what this stuff is, and if you're not have been exposed to it, you took your class or boot camp or something, you learn the program and demonstrate that you know what it is that you're doing, and boom, now you got your job.
Yeah, and these that we're mentioning so far, you don't need a degree.
Right.
Multimedia artist.
Yeah, some of that's similar to
video games,
website designing, any kind of graphical designing, graphical arts in that space, right? People learn how to use those. You basically learn how to use a software program in to multimedia tools.
Yep, web editor.
Yep, same kind of thing there. It's
digital marketing
55K.
Manager.
Yeah, a lot of people into the social media, digital marketing, right? So you may or may not be aware that basically all companies now are trying to navigate a social media strategy, right? So if you have some digital marketing skills, boom, now you can get into that space, and a lot of that has some technical components connected to it.
And the next one everybody needs.
Content marketing manager. Yeah, we need one of those, don't we, baby?
Yes, we do.
Look, if you understand how to produce content out there and be contextual to the various platforms, then you are super valuable. And even though this show is 62K right here, you can make a lot more.
Digital strategist. That's somebody that just runs your social media account. So if you're into social media, digital project manager.
Yeah, same type of thing, right? But also is bringing some project management skills to it, assessing, doing some analytics around processes and those kinds of things to improve what it is that you're doing.
Data analyst.
Yeah. So people who can look at computer data, statistical analysis, all of those kinds of things are high demand, right? So if you have some skills around that or develop some skills around that, 75K is probably just the average.
Application developer. Now that sounds hard, baby.
App developer really is just understanding the software, right? So you're learning how to analyze data, determining the requirements and specifications of specific software programs, and then you're also working with other software programs within the environment.
Cybersecurity, that's a big one.
Cybersecurity is big, but contrary to popular belief, it is not like super complex to learn, right?
No, it isn't.
You can get certifications, you can take certifications, you can get 2-year degrees. You can go to boot camps. There's lots of ways to get experience around cybersecurity and understanding that space.
Okay, UX designer is easy to get into?
UX designer, right? Because if you're already a graphic designer now, you can take those skills and really you're just tweaking it some.
So it's user experience, guys, if you don't know what UX stands for.
Yeah, UX, UI, user experience, user interface, absolutely.
Aerospace Technician. Now that one's got it. Come on, that's easier to get into?
I mean, Aerospace Technician, if you think about it, everything is a computer now.
Okay, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, you take some simple machinery and add some computerized complexity to it, and boom, there you go.
Oh, you know what? And we did have a cousin that's what he was, Aerospace Technician, and he did not have a degree. I forgot about that. Network engineer.
This is I talk to network engineers all the time, right? And essentially, it's sort of like the next step to being like an IT manager or
right.
an IT director. And so once you get some skills and experience around understanding how networks operate, whether it's a physical network hardware or in a cloud infrastructure scenario, network engineer, there you go, 6-figure job.
And the last but not least, DevOps.
Yeah, DevOps make even more.
I think they make more than that.
Yeah, and again, it's a national average, right? So just depending on the market that you're in and the kind of skills that you're bringing to the table, 122K, 123K is showing here.
I think that's.
I know DevOps engineers that make a lot more than that.
More than that.
Absolutely.
Those are good.
The
Those
money is
18
there. The bag is there, y'all. So
Yeah.
just wanted to give you an idea of, hey, these are some things that you can get into depending on where you are today, right? Just kind of benchmarking your skill set today, doing that homework, getting out there and understanding what kind of skills you want to add to what it is that you can do. So if it's certs, if it's getting a 2-year degree, if you're maybe on the way to school and you're trying to decide what you want to get a 4-year degree in, the opportunities and the growth is available in these jobs.
That was almost like a step ladder situation, the way I was looking at it. You have to remember a lot of people are self-taught, right? And then you, as you work with these different companies, they'll pay for your education.
They will.
You know, so look at what you can get educated on yourself, right? Continue to learn, and then maybe get your certificates, and then maybe get your degrees, and you'll just keep going up that ladder. But I like how they put that. It was like a progression almost.
It was a cool progression. So, hey, start where you are and start your climb, and you will climb very quickly because you are needed out here in the space.
So that was the 18 easiest. Let's talk about the 15 hottest.
Hey, everybody wants to know what that fire is. Want to see what the tech fire looks like.
Yeah, so we're in October, y'all. This last quarter. You know, what I would say is if you're looking.
Companies are adding jobs every day, guys, right? And so all of these roles have availability. They need to fill roles. Companies are always looking for technical skills. They're looking for salespeople. They're looking for tech talent. They're looking for people to develop. They're looking for people who know cloud. They're looking for all kinds of things. And so it doesn't have to be, I need to learn how to code and so I can be in the tech.
Nope.
You know, you can do an array of things. There is a plethora of opportunities here. So look, understand the bag is available, and you just need to jump out here and understand what's happening, right? So there are things like incentives at these tech companies, right? You can, if you get a job at a tech company, they're gonna give you a laptop. You're going to have headphones. You're going to be able to work from home. You're going to have some level of work-life balance, right? Some companies are repaying your student loans.
Paying for college.
The benefits are excellent. If you want to go back to college, there's money for all kinds of things like that. You got PTO, you got vacation, you got whatever kind of leave you need. Look, I don't know what you're thinking.
Did we say that? Stock options?
Yeah, a lot of companies have stock options, or you have the ability to buy stock in companies at a discounted rate. You know, the future is tech, and the future is now.
Yeah.
How about that?
We don't. What do you say? We don't know what the future holds, but we know the future is tech, and it's here, guys. It's here. Let's say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
So we said hi to Tamara. Hi, Tamara.
Put Tamara up there again.
Okay. Boom.
Tamara Waters in the building. What's up, Tam?
And Crump 919.
That's my man right there.
NC.
That's
Incredible
my man.
Nah, welcome back.
What's up, Nah?
Hey y'all, I love that with the little heart.
Hey y'all.
I love that. Hey y'all.
Look, and when I'm talking with my customers, typically during the day, like I had like 2 or 3 meetings a day, and usually I was in my meetings.
2 or 3. You were literally in meetings all day today.
Yeah, but I had a combination of internal meetings and external meetings today. So
they still meetings, baby.
Yeah, no. What I was talking about specifically with my customers, because I cover customers in the Southeast, and usually when I finish up my meeting, I said, tell everybody we said, hey, y'all, down there.
Okay, so that's a good one. That's a good one. Tamara says, thank you for this. You are most welcome. Thank you for joining us live. Hit the like button.
What's up, Tam?
That helps the algorithm push us out a little bit. So hit the like button and share this with friends you think are interested in moving into tech and finding out where they could fit into tech. I think that list that Heath just went down is a good example of how different the jobs are.
Super relevant for a lot of people. And make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel as well, because we have fantastic information like this every week to help demystify your pivot into tech or up-level your income or help you learn how to get into some of these fine companies.
LaPreece, what's up? LaPreece in the house.
What's up, LaPreece?
So my husband's finally home to watch your podcast.
Oh, what's up? What's up, hubby?
You.
What's up, hubby, man? Hey, let's get this bag. Talk about it. Shoot me a question if you want to know something specific. We're going to cover a couple other things this evening. But definitely, if you have a kind of specific question, make sure you drop that, no doubt. We appreciate you joining LaPreece. LaPreece is a regular on the show, so no doubt.
OG in the house.
We appreciate you. All right. Did we get everybody? Get everybody for right now?
Yep, for right now. Let's get
Okay,
into
cool.
it. So
We talking about the hottest jobs.
Yes.
The 15 hottest jobs. We're gonna bring that digital fire to y'all right here. Look.
And all of these are in the description, guys. If you want to hop on and look in the description, you'll see the links there. I got the links in before the show this time.
Okay, I see Queen Tracy, the super producer over here, dropping it hot.
So we got data scientists. I always hear that, but it's like
I used to in my former job before I joined AWS. I was friendly with a couple of the data scientists, and so we used to always have big laughs, right? Because anytime somebody was new to campus, I would make sure that I introduced them, and I'd be like, "Yo, every time you go on the internet and you see like hottest jobs of the future, hottest industries to be in, hottest roles." Right, data scientist is always one of them.
There.
It's like this mythical thing that people are going to be doing in the future. And these guys right here are actually data scientists now. They like actually do that job.
That's funny.
And so we used to have the biggest laugh. They just thought I was the craziest dude.
Baby, you're so funny.
But yeah, that's my man. I used to kick it with an RTP.
Okay.
My data scientist friend. So
So they do exist, y'all.
Yeah. That's another thing that I always like about people in the tech. Let me just double click on that for a moment. One of the cool things about tech, I think, like the way that I was reared was that my mom taught me, hey, you're kind and courteous. You're kind and courteous to everyone, right? You greet people with a smile. You say hello. You nod your head. You don't make judgments about people. You don't make fun of people. You just like people are people.
Right.
Everybody's a little different, and that's just how I was taught. And that's how I roll to this day, right? And so I think because of that, because of my approach from a humanistic perspective, I had geeky friends. I probably had friends on the spectrum. I had regular people. I had cool people, cool kids. Like, I'm friends with everybody. And I think one of the cool things about being in tech is that you don't have to worry about being ostracized. And so, like, if you super geeky and you got Star Wars figurines in your cube, and you into like movies, and you got swords and posters like where your desk is, it's like nobody cares. It's like, that's cool. You can be you and be as geeky as you want to be, and guess what? Them geeky people is clocking them dollars. Real talk. But even beyond that, right there, when you get to know people, you find out that they're just like super cool and have all these kind of unique characteristics that just makes it cool to be around. So I just want to throw that out there.
I like that. I think it's very true. I think it's very, very true.
Yep, absolutely.
So let's hop back into the 15 hottest tech jobs right now. Right now. So you got data scientists.
Data scientists, that's a median salary of $113K. Looks like they even have like a job satisfaction number right there, 4.3 out of 5.
Job openings it is.
If you have a penchant for analyzing data and you can get down like that, there are literally almost 24,000 openings right now as a data scientist. They need y'all. They're looking for you. Can you look at data? Can
Adobe.
Can you make analysis? Can you
McKinsey
bring some insights from the data and bring some value to the business based on those insights that you're finding? That's basically what data scientists are doing, and the bag is there.
Yep. Okay. Software engineer.
Hey, look, some people into that engineering game, right? So it's another 6-figure job where they got 92K as the average.
Gosh,
107,000 openings for software engineers, right? And so, hey, if you're advising your nephews, your nieces, your people who are going to college, hey, software engineering, get into it, right? The bag is going to be there. The jobs are going to be there. People are going to be recruiting them. They're going to be bringing them all kinds of opportunities across the country in different parts of the world. And the sky's the limit. So there you go.
DevOps.
Yep, DevOps again, right? So we talked about DevOps was on our other list as one of the easier tech roles to get into.
Right.
All right, so now we've had one of the easiest tech roles to get into, as well as one of the hottest roles that's out there, as well as it being a 6-figure job. So 24,000 openings in the DevOps space. And look, engineers who will learn to automate and streamline existing systems and processes, as well as build and maintain tools for deployment operations and monitoring systems, right? They also diagnose and resolve issues in development, testing, and production environments. So really what's happening with the DevOps folks is that they're working on these applications and putting that skill together so that the company can continue to make that bag.
Yep. And security engineer. Security's
Yeah,
big.
yeah.
Security's really big.
So
Look
if
at
it's
that, 52,000.
if it's cybersecurity, if it's cloud security, security in general, right? You understand how to secure networks, how to isolate them, put up those firewalls, intrusion prevention, intrusion detection. You have people kind of tinkering around in the networks, and they trying to get the ransomware stuff and whatever it is. You want to make sure that you understand that security is big, and that will continue to be big, and there are lots of jobs available.
Data analyst.
Yeah, so we talked about data analysts, right? Similar to data scientists, right? They understand how to look at the data, make some assessments. Their responsibility for developing the frameworks, the analytics, the strategy, all of those things, implementation. So
And you see these jobs all over the country, y'all.
all over the country. Yeah, and they all paying.
Solutions architect.
Mm-hmm.
I always see that one. I'm always like, what is that?
Solutions architects.
70,000 job openings.
Look, in your world, it's called a sales engineer.
Okay, thank you.
In my world, it's a solutions architect.
Okay, thank you.
Right, because in the cloud space,
in SE, that's what I call it.
Yeah, in SE, in my world, it's an SA.
Okay.
But the idea is that they're bringing solution to the conversation, right? What is it that your environment looks like today? What is the outcome that you'd like to have at the end of this project?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then let's get into the design of that. How do we design it? How do we implement it? How do we migrate from one to the other? The solution architect is kind of like that core generalist that can give you advice around all of that stuff.
All right, now this is the one I know a lot about. Systems engineers.
Yeah, so they know specific systems, right?
Right.
So they put in their engineering knowledge, coding, implementing computer systems.
67,000 job openings.
Yeah, and even though that what was that dollar amount was showing?
It was showing 100. No, 78.
Yeah. So that's a 6-figure job, right?
Yeah, it's still. I don't know where they're getting these figures from.
Yeah,
the people we know that are in these jobs make a lot more money than these numbers we see here.
Yeah, these are all conservative numbers.
Yeah, they're very conservative
trust
numbers.
To believe.
Yeah.
Trust to believe.
Now look at this: commuter and cell phone reimbursement. That's one of the benefits. Software developer. Software developer.
Yeah.
59,000 jobs.
Yeah, if you can code and you know.
This is the coding job, guys.
You know how to.
The other ones aren't coding jobs. This is the coding job.
But all of them, you got Java, Python, C++, .NET frameworks, right? So these Windows environments, people are using those .NET frameworks. But the point is that the jobs are readily available. And what you want to do is, add your skills, right? Go on the internet, understand where you are, what your baseline is, what you need to add, right? Work backward from some of these job descriptions that you're finding online, right? And you can see what skills they're looking for. And if you have all of them or most of them or some of them, you might be a candidate for that job. So trust and believe. The bag is out here, y'all.
Yeah, I think it's important to get people to understand that how many of these jobs are available. And the Black community needs to jump on this. This is our time to pivot.
Yep.
That's why we call our last part of the show Pivot Point. But before we get to that, we talked about the easiest, then we talked about what is it?
Hottest.
The hottest.
Easiest and the hottest.
And now we're talking about the best, the most competitive.
Okay, let's get into it. The best tech careers. It is clear to everyone that the tech industry is booming, y'all.
It's booming, y'all. Boom, booming, boom.
And that's why now is the perfect time to learn about the best tech careers in all of the United States of America. These are the best technology careers because they offer high salaries, promising employment growth, and excellent satisfaction ratings. These tech jobs also boast competitive benefits packages, including healthcare, insurance, retirement plans, and other perks. And the best part is, with new short-term training programs like coding boot camps, you can learn to code and launch your career in tech faster than ever.
That's so true. That is so true. I'm going to hop over there so you can see these real quick. This is just a quick one, y'all. So when you look at this, look at the top one.
Artificial intelligence engineer, 146,000 U.S. American dollars median. That's the median paper. Look, with a 344% projected growth rate. So I might need to I might need to get my AI game up, you know.
No.
Yeah. Because but I'm working on my second cloud cert, and so my plan is the next cert I get is gonna be AI.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be a bad boy. Y'all ain't gonna be able to handle me.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. So you can see the roles here, guys. Folks, artificial intelligence engineer, data scientist, information security
Data
analyst,
scientist again, y'all. Data scientist,
Look.
15% growth.
software engineer,
Security, 31% growth.
corporate research scientist, data analyst, IT manager, database administrator. Let me say something about database administration.
Talk about database.
Um,
That is non-tech role.
One of the not quite, but one of the core things that I sell outside of compute and storage is database.
Really?
Every company has a database. That is how they manage their business, their network. Everything has a database, right? So many people use something like in the Microsoft world,
Okay.
right? Everybody uses SQL. Some people see SQL, so we call it SQL, right? SQL Server, that's a database. Some people use MongoDB. Some people use, right? There are a plethora of databases out there. So if you understand how databases work and how they can help customers, right? They have like these millions of rows and millions of lines.
And it's showing 10% growth.
So I just wanted to double click into that.
So,
What else on here is interesting?
Yeah. Just looking at the list, guys, just take note of it. And when you see these jobs, don't be intimidated. Don't think you can't do it.
Oh,
There's
you can do
so many job openings, and you can do it.
Let me give you all some additional context to my personal story. Before I was in tech, I was a realtor.
And before you were a realtor?
Before I was a realtor, I was not a techie.
No, neither was I. Neither was I.
And yet the Queen and I have been working in tech for 12 to 15 years now. So the point is that I knew once I had some exposure to tech, I wanted to stay in tech. And so once I discovered tech, I was like, yo, I need to figure this out, right? And so the idea is that my mindset was it's basically another language.
Yep.
I can learn it. I'm a smart guy. I'm not talking about being like a brain surgeon or right. It's just you just learning something else. So you know how to do whatever it is that you know how to do now. You have to learn that. So the thought process is you can learn how to do all of this other stuff,
yeah,
right?
You need to run from the fear. You need to remove the fear.
Yeah. We just showed you, right, more than a dozen different types of tech roles that you can get into, and they're all high paying and they're all growing, and they need people. They need people now.
Yeah, and just to pivot point, we wanted to talk about the difference between hope and optimism. So when we talk about pivoting in our careers or pivoting from one space to another, we just want to give you 3 points that are going to help you focus on being more hopeful and more optimistic in your situation.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a weird time right now.
Yeah, some people, have get into, it's really about mental models. And what you want to do is make sure that you understand, kind of this nuanced piece. And there is hope is the point, right? That Queen Tracy and I are trying to drive home this evening. And so, you have this plethora of roles that are out there, and we want to make sure that we're giving you the hope that you can achieve that if it's something that is on your list of priorities and things that you want to pursue. So, a lot of people struggle. Most have been optimists, always predicting a return to normality, only to be disappointed as the panorama drags on.
That's a good example.
Yeah, so some of the people who've done the best during the last year and a half have been downright pessimistic about the world outside, but they've paid less attention to external circumstances and focus more on what they could do to persevere.
Yeah, you got to look for the silver lining.
Right.
So you got to be pessimistic about, this is going to drag on. I need to get my thing together.
Yeah. The glow up, I think the kids call it, right?
Yep.
Hey, I'm working on my body. I'm working on my mind. I'm working on this new thing. I'm working on my skills, right? So there's a word for believing that you can make things better without distorting reality. And
Not
so
optimism.
we're not talking about optimism, but what we're talking about is hope. actually, if you think about Barack Obama's first campaign, right?
Yep.
It was all about hope, which was really powerful, and that's what people wanted. They wanted to have something to grasp, right? And so hope and optimism can go together, but they don't have to. You can be a hopeless optimist who feels personally helpless, but assumes that everything will turn out all right. So imagine a better future and detail what makes it so.
Imagine a better future. I love talking about this, especially since we are talking about finding something else to do.
Yeah, this is the visualization piece. And that's so powerful, right? Getting a mental picture of what it is that you want to do, that you want to have, that you want to accomplish, right? So when you feel a bit hopeless, what you want to do is start changing your outlook. I always tell people that it's not the difference between a good day and a bad day is your attitude. And I always follow that up with understanding that it's not about what happens, it's how you think about what's happens.
Yeah.
And that is what we're talking about right here. So if you feel a bit hopeless, start changing your outlook or start changing how you're thinking about it.
And be detailed about it.
The outlook.
Be very, very detailed, and that'll start changing your outlook.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine creating more income for your family. Then start to imagine, well, what does that look like once that happens? Once I'm bringing home another $100,000 a year, how does that change the outlook of my children's choices, my partner's choices, the people around me, my family's choices? How does that change the trajectory of everything? When you talk about imagining a better future, you want to imagine what it is that you can create with this new work you're going to put in, with this new learning that you're going to put in. So that's what we mean by, one, imagining a better future, and then two, being very detailed about it, right?
Every detail is important.
And the second thing is envision yourself taking action. Right?
Got to see it.
So if you not only see it and envision it, right, you have to move in that. Like, this is a good time. Right now you're watching us talk about tech jobs, what tech jobs are doing, how the growth is coming. So the fact that you are just doing that is action. It is action. The fact that you are joining the show for that is action.
Yep.
So after you envision what is actually going to be better after making this change, now you're thinking about, oh, what do I need to do to move that way? I call it moving in my faith believing. A lot of people say, well, God gonna do it, won't he do it, won't he do it? What did you do to get it moving in that direction? He's not gonna drop it down. It's not gonna ring your doorbell.
But when you start moving, you begin to attract all these other things, right? So you're moving, you're having the vision, you're believing, you have hope. And now when you start moving towards it, things begin to move towards you.
And be careful what you're looking at and listening to. When you're beginning to take action. I know there's a lot of stuff out here on this man's internet, as people say, and I see a lot of people bashing people. I saw something today that said $80,000 ain't nothing, and that's cool.
Context.
It doesn't do anything for me,
Context.
just so you know, but it's context. It's about understanding where people are now and where people need to be. The average black man in this country makes $43,000 a year. That needs to change.
Right.
And we all get that. We all understand that. So there's nothing wrong with $80,000 if it's going to improve the situation from 43.
Trust.
So don't start with, oh, I got to make more than 80. Well, if you're making 80 now, I'm going to challenge you to make more than 80. If you're making 150 now, I'm going to challenge you to make more than 150.
And then it's really not about what you make, it's about how much you keep.
Okay, because there are people out here with high earning income. They spend all that money. They spend all of that money. So you think about your lifestyle, too. We got a question here. Engineering cannabis.
Okay, what's going on, engineering cannabis?
I am data science, machine learning, and deep learning. I work in D.C. and seeking more opportunities in this section. This is such a good thing.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about. He's already in it, y'all, and he's still like, and that's the beauty of tech. I really, really think that's the beauty of tech. It's like, just because you're in one part of it, there's always something else you can learn. There's no way to get bored in it. If you move around in tech, it's because you chose to.
Right.
It's because you chose to. There's no dead end in tech.
Yeah.
And I love that. So
that's the growth mindset, right? That's what I was just talking about, right? So even though I'm in tech, even though I've been in tech, even though I work for a famed company, even though I have a high income, even though I have certifications, I'm looking to add to what I can do, add to my capabilities, become even more marketable, right? Create knowledge where I can have an intellectual conversation with engineering cannabis, and we can get down and have a deep discussion around AI and ML, right? Machine learning, deep learning. I understand. He understands. We're speaking the same language, using the same vernacular,
right.
And now we can solve problems with our baseline of knowledge around the technical space.
Yeah, it's a better future for everybody, and I think that's what pushed us to do this show on Tuesday evenings is to push people to understand there's a better way.
Yeah,
there's a better way. You don't have to hustle straight 9 to 5 and all of that.
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna work hard, and it's gonna be some long days and some long weeks and but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be worth it.
Well, let me double click into engineering cannabis's
Sure. Go ahead, baby.
Note before we move on here,
and then we'll tell you the final step for building hope.
Yeah, hold tight for that final step in the building hope piece. So, would you put engineering cannabis's question back up? So he's in data science. He's in machine learning. He's in deep learning, right? So all this is AI ML stuff that he's describing here. And he's in Metro DC. And so what he's talking about is seeking more opportunities in this particular sector. And so I'm going to give you a couple of things. One, in the space that you're in, right? I'm assuming maybe that you're in the cannabis space. And so there are tons of companies that are in that are looking to do more deep development in how they are growing crops and doing all these things, right? How to grow more
so much
in the space, right?
Yeah.
So using land more effectively, some of the soil analysis and air and fertilizing and all those things, right? So maximizing what it is that they're growing so that they can have, better, more succinct distribution. So I'm sure there are lots of things about that industry where you can work in. In conjunction with that, I would say the FANG companies is something else that you want to look at, right? Whether it's FANG companies or whether it's a company like NVIDIA, companies that are doing things in the AI space, just fantastic opportunities that are happening there. So I would do a little homework on what those companies are looking for. Look at the various job recs that they have in those companies, and that'll give you some additional insight in conjunction with some of the partners that work in tandem with some of these FANG companies, right? So I would do a search around some of the maybe your target companies or create some target companies.
Yeah, I would look at creating target companies.
And then from there, really drill down into who fits what it is that you're looking for specifically in the area if you want to stay in the area. So good stuff, man.
And Zachary says,
"What's up, Zach? Also in data science. Okay,
great.
Working in the public sector in healthcare, right? Not sure about the explosive salary growth, but trying to broaden my life and experiences now that I moved to DC. Fantastic, Zach. Well, I'm gonna just tell you straight up. The private sector pays more than the public sector.
Most definitely.
So if you want to bag, if you want to double your income, get out of the public sector.
Move from public sector.
Get in the private sector.
Even within the private sector, the people that have the accounts in the public sector don't make as much as the people that have the accounts in the private sector.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, we don't. Especially in DC with what's going on with the growth here with around media and entertainment and tech in the DC area. It's not talked about much because all we talk about is what's going on inside the Beltway, what's going on Capitol Hill and all that. But there's so much more going on in the DC area. So that's why we're here. That's why we moved here.
Yeah, let me just double click into that, Zach. So the other thing I want to say is that traditionally, well, to the rest of the audience, actually, traditionally, I think that DC has been so government centric, and that's why so many people are here, right? So either you're working in the government space, or maybe you are working for a company that has a lot of government contracts and those kinds of things. And so I completely get that. But there's more and more private industry in the area, and there's more and more moving to the area. But I mean, you move around, get outside of the city, maybe out into Northern Virginia and some other places. There are a ton of companies
Plethora.
that can use your skill set. So just keep that in mind.
Engineering, cannabis says.
Engineering cannabis, yes. I design deep learning algorithm and drone technology.
Oh,
Okay.
wow, okay, good.
And detect diseases in crop
Perfect.
fields and things. So, it's almost like I knew what I was talking about.
You knew what you were talking about. I
Ain't
wonder
that
why you
something?
knew what you were talking about.
Ain't that something? Boy, I tell y'all. That's what's up, Engineering Cannabis. All the best to you. Blessings. We appreciate your question and on the feedback.
And it also shows the variety of jobs within tech, guys. It shows you, if you're interested in that field, this is the new agriculture. It's the new agribusiness. It's going to be the new way we grow our food. It's going to be the new way we create new crops.
Yep.
You know, what we got? Joseph Brooks. Hi, Joseph.
What's up, Joe? That's the Falcons logo that I love
I know,
right there.
I know the old school Falcons. So, would you recommend people obtain graduate certificates from colleges if they do not want to spend the time to obtain a master's degree, but they want the exposure to the subject? Hashtag systems engineer.
Yeah, systems engineering there's such a need for tech talent, especially with kind of the general engineering space. Joe, I would definitely say certificate will serve you well, right? If you have some exposure to the that space already, and you add a certificate or some maybe you have a pet project maybe that you create on your own, I think you are bringing a nice arsenal into a conversation for recruiters that are looking for someone in that space. And I would definitely advocate that, man, because once you get in the door, then you can do some additional training. You're going to have all kinds of modules and other things that you'll learn, and they'll even pay for you to pick up additional certs. So I definitely would advise that. Absolutely.
Most definitely. What's up, Ezra?
What's going on, Ezra? Actually, Ezra an apology, but we'll take that offline. What's going on, Ezra? So it's I think Ezra has like a software background.
Okay.
A software application background, and so there are so many companies that, as we've shown this evening, that need software people, that have a need for people that can break down monolithic applications and get into microservices. Right, we've talked about DevOps and some of those other scenarios, and so I think Ezra has a plethora of opportunity for him as well. So thanks for checking in, Ezra. Absolutely.
So just to finish up our pivot point, we were talking about the difference between hope and optimism. We mentioned that you need to imagine a better future, imagine a better job, imagine a better situation, and then detail what makes it better. Is it going to get you a better location? Is it going to get you better access to different people? Is it going to get your kids more education or a better education? Is it going to get you a bigger house? Are you going to be able to do something for your mom or your parents? Envision yourself taking action on that. That's the other thing we want to talk about is you have to move in your faith belief. Once you come up with, this is going to be better for me, even though I know it's going to be hard, even though the pivot is going to be something different for me, I can do it, and I'm going to take action, just like you're doing here right now, watching this show. And then the last thing, guys.
What's the last thing, baby?
Is act on it. I don't even know another way to say it, but you have to do it.
There's two words. Do something.
Do something. Take your grand vision of improvement, and then you have to kind of humble yourself to understand this is going to be interesting. This is going to be a path. I think when we pivoted into tech, it took about 3 months to get to a point where I was like, okay, I can get on the phone and I can bang this out. And then after that, it took another 6 months for me to go, I know what I'm doing. Right. When I pivoted from one position to another position that was different than what I was doing, it took me 9 months to master that. And it's okay. Right. It's a part of the culture. It's a process. It's a process. It's definitely a process.
Absolutely.
That was good.
Such good stuff.
Yeah, such good stuff.
We hope you guys are picking up what we're putting down, right? I think the opportunity is endless. It is there, and we want people to improve their lives into whatever way that you think is most appropriate for you. And if you want to leverage tech as a tool to be able to do that, the opportunity exists. Yes. Trust and believe. Hey, so if you enjoyed what you saw this evening, make sure you join us next week.
Tuesday at 8 p.m.
EST. And we would love to chop it up with you. So if you know other people who would enjoy this content,
Share it out.
who could derive some value from it, make sure that you let them know, put them in the loop.
He's available to talk with. Just check the link in the description.
Absolutely.
And also all the articles we talked about this evening are also in the description.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, no biggie. You
What's
can
going
catch
on,
us
Reality
the
Doll?
replay. And if you're catching us on the replay, we appreciate it.
The replay works too.
The replay works too. Oh, I hope all is well. I hope all is well.
We're sending good vibes out to you, Reality Doll, to
Right.
you and your situation, no doubt. Well, thanks for joining, guys. If you like what you heard, make sure you join us next week.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Bye-bye. Ezra, hit Heath at info@heathandtracy.com as soon as you can. info@heathandtracy.com.
Thank you.